What's up, Detroit Pistons fans? I was initially going to save this video for after the NBA Finals, but I decided I couldn't wait any longer, so I'm going to make it right now. And this is a question that a lot of Pistons fans have, and they don't really seem to believe in it, but are Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin a championship duo? And in all honesty, I don't even know it right now. As of me recording this, I don't have an answer. I don't even know if I'm going to have an answer after I'm done recording it. But I'm going to be kicking off this series that'll probably be quite a bit of parts. I'm going to try to answer the question. So those of you who are viewing this, we are going to find out together. And I think the best place to start is by seeing how Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin's production stacks up with other championship front courts. Here's the production of the two front courts that are currently participating in the NBA Finals. And I have Andre's and Blake's production at the bottom. Stacks up pretty good so far, I'd have to think. They're averaging more combined points and more combined rebounds. They're in between these two front courts when it comes to blocks and steals. Their assists are lower, but I think we can all safely agree that the offensive supporting cast surrounding Draymond Green and DeMarcus Cousins and the offensive supporting cast surrounding Pascal Siakam and Marc Gasol is probably better than the offensive supporting cast surrounding Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin. So this is a really small sample size. Let's get a bigger sample size. Let's take a look at 20 other championship front courts. So, like in the last slide, what I've done here is put the production of the front court duos of the last 10 championship teams. In this table, I have the names of the center and power forward, and I have next to them their points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals per game averages for the regular season. And at the bottom, I have Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin's production from the 2018-2019 season. And if the team won back-to-back championships with the same duo, like the Miami Heat with Chris Bosh and LeBron James, then I just used the season in which I decided the duo produced the best. I put all the Warriors championship duos because Draymond Green has played next to a different center each time. So I don't know about you guys, but I'd have to think their production still stacks up really well. In this group, the only duo that averaged more points was Chris Bosh and LeBron James. No other duo averaged more rebounds, and of this group, they're fourth in combined assists. But those groups ahead of them have forwards that had point guard abilities, like Draymond Green and LeBron James. Their blocks per game aren't going to wow anybody, but their steals are only behind the Heat and the Warriors front courts. So far, I'd have to say I'm leaning towards yes. But let's take a look at some more championship front courts. These front courts right here contain the likes of Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Now, I think we can all agree that Drummond and Griffin do not belong in the same category as those guys. But together, their production can hold up with anybody. This group right here contains some of the best centers of all time, and the production of Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond stacks up surprisingly well. I can't stress enough just how elite of company I'm comparing Drummond and Griffin to, and their production holds up with some of the best of all time. So I'm starting to lean a little bit more to the yes, that these guys can bring the Pistons a championship. But why did these front courts win championships, but Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond can only lead the Pistons to a 500 record? Could it be because the stats are lying to us? Or that the stats are misleading somehow? Yeah, it could. Are the statistical outputs just not good for winning? Yeah, it's possible. Or here's what I think it is. Could it be that these front courts have, for the most part, had something that should be extremely obvious that Blake and Dre do not have right now? These front court duos, for the most part, had elite guard play to back them up. Please take a look at all these point guards and shooting guards that I've listed here, because these were the guards that these championship front courts are playing with. Again, just look at these names. Pretty much everyone on this list is going to be in the Hall of Fame, and some of them are already there. Do you guys believe that the Pistons have a Hall of Fame or all-star caliber shooting guard or point guard right now? I would have to say no. 11 out of these 20 front courts that I've brought up had elite point guards. 15 out of 20 of them had elite shooting guards. 18 out of 20 of them had an elite point guard or shooting guard. And 8 out of 20 of these front courts had both. As of right now, I think we can all agree that we probably do not have that shooting guard or point guard right now. But just how much of an impact does having a good guard make on the front court? Or just having a good guard, how much of an impact does it make on the team in general? Well, it turns out that it's actually extremely important. Take a look at the difficulties that these elite players had without good play from their guards. LeBron James never won a championship without an elite guard. And it's also worth knowing that LeBron's finals record without a prime Kyrie Irving or a prime Dwayne Wade is 3-15. But his finals record with a prime Kyrie Irving or prime Dwayne Wade improves to 15-16. LeBron's finals record is still below 500, but I think we can all agree that 15-16 blows 3-15 out of the water. And I want to note that I counted the 2014 finals in LeBron's 3-15 record because Wade was not producing even close to the levels that we got accustomed to seeing Dwayne Wade produce at. Pau Gasol never made it out of the first round without a good guard, and his playoff record before playing with an elite guard like Kobe Bryant was 0-12. His playoff record with Kobe Bryant skyrocketed to 55-34. So let that sink in. Pau Gasol needed Kobe Bryant just to get one postseason victory. Kevin Garnett never made it out of the first round without a good guard as well. His playoff record before Sam Cassell finally came along was 7-22. However, Garnett's playoff record improved dramatically when he was playing with Sam Cassell or Ray Allen or Rajon Rondo to 57-40. All of Shaquille O'Neal's rings came when he had an elite guard playing next to him, and he had the most success with a good guard playing next to him in general. Now, the most interesting thing that surprised me was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now, he is arguably the greatest center in the history of the NBA, and he missed the playoffs on multiple occasions because he did not have elite guard play to complement him. Kareem didn't necessarily struggle statistically on his own, but he did struggle to have team success. If not having an elite guard affected Kareem Abdul-Jabbar this much, then I would have to think that it's only fair that we give Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin a chance to see what they can do with an elite guard playing next to them. So I'm definitely going to make a bit of a series out of this whole topic on Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin. But after this video, I'm leaning slightly towards yes, they are championship caliber front court. The truth, though, is that we won't know until we get an elite guard on this team. It doesn't have to be a point guard and it doesn't have to be a shooting guard, but it has to be at least one of the two. I mean, I don't feel we can properly judge this tandem until we get that guard. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had Magic Johnson and Oscar Robertson. Tim Duncan had Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. Draymond Green has had Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Shaq had Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade. Kevin Garnett had Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo, and Sam Cassell. If 90% of the duos I've referenced had elite guard play during their title runs to complement them, then why should Blake and Andre get docked for needing elite guard play to complement them? I don't care if we get an elite guard through free agency or through the draft. We just need to get one before we decide that it's time to blow it up. Will it be any of the players I have on the screen? Yeah, it's definitely. I can almost certainly say it's not going to be Kyrie, it's not going to be Kemba, and it's not going to be Klay Thompson. Those are the three upcoming free agents. Then the bottom three are guys we could potentially get in the draft. And in all honesty, we're not going to get an elite guard through free agency, and it does not appear we're going to be getting one through the draft. The guards that could fall to us an admittedly limited film study that I did on some of the guards that could fall to the Pistons, I wasn't really that enthused about any of them. But you never know. But you guys agree or disagree? Do you think getting an elite guard would push this team to new heights? Or do you think we would still be much of the same? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next part of this Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin series.